My name is Elisa Giuliani. I'm professor of management at the University of Pisa. The way I see the course is, and especially its objective for me, are to train future international managers to manage responsibly their company or the company they work for. So for me, it's not very much about notions. Of course, the course delivers notions about what is an international enterprise and how firms internationalize, what kind of strategies, what kind of marketing strategies also they develop. But it's mostly about how they undertake all these activities without harming the natural environment, the rights of people, including workers. And this is a very important key issue in this course. I start the course, although we have a textbook, which is like a standard textbook of international management and marketing, I start the course by discussing one of the chapters of Rebecca Henderson's book on reimagining capitalism, precisely because the intention that I have when delivering this course is to make students think again or rethink about how to make profits and make them distantiate from the conventional shareholder value maximization model, which too often has been uncritically thought in many other courses in management, strategy, and so on. The course is both, as I was saying, theoretical in the sense that it delivers some notions, some key concepts that are clearly related to international management and marketing, but at the same time, I undertake and I think it's very important for the students to discuss several of the issues that I put forward and I bring to the class together in groups. So we do a lot of action learning. We have a lot of lectures where students are asked to discuss about given issues in group and to prepare also presentations that they give during the lectures. But also the course has one project work, so the students have been divided into groups and they have to develop a novel product concept which takes into consideration sustainability issues. In fact, the project that they have to develop starts with a human rights due diligence. So the students are given a type of firm, a typology of firm in different industries, and they have to perform a simplified human rights due diligence to identify the risks, both potential and actual, that their company could have when in production as well as in the use of the product on human rights, and therefore use that human rights due diligence as a way to think about the uniqueness of a novel product concept. So thinking about a product that could address and have in its key characteristics ways to address the weaknesses identified through the simplified human rights due diligence that the students have performed. So for instance, students working in the toy industry or other student is working on the agro-food industry, for instance, will have to identify where, for instance, in the value chain there could be slave labor or child labor or other critical human rights issues, and see how they can incorporate avoidance of harm in the business, in the product concept. There's one additional activity that is planned, which is I call soft skills. So students are asked to one of the afternoons, they are asked to do some gardening. So they are given flower pots, and in teams they are expected to plant some plans that are provided by the University of Pisa. There's a coordination team of students, as well as students taking care of the social media campaign of these activities. And the whole idea there is you can't be a responsible manager and you can't manage a company if you're not able to take care of your immediate environment. So gardening is a simple activity, and one thinks a very marginal one in the toolkit of notions of a manager. Instead, I think this is a very key important issue if we are going to tackle and to address some of the critical sustainability problems the world is facing today, including climate change, among many others. Every year I have a mixture of students. There are students who are already committed to making profits as an entrepreneur or as a manager, but while also respecting rights and caring about the natural environment, and students who instead come with a very narrow profit maximization, short-term orientation. They want to be rich and they don't care about the rest. And so clearly one of my goals is to strengthen the motivation of the former groups, but also to instill some critical thinking in the latter group. So bringing students who have been trained in a very narrow-minded shareholder value maximization approach to critically rethink their views, and to make sure that they will have some tools, at least conceptually, to be able to deliver business models that are successful economically, but they can also be sustainable on social and environmental grounds. So essentially, the course is for anyone who is going to be a manager, an entrepreneur, and I hope that progressively more students will bring these ideas into the corporate world, because this is the only way to change it. So yes, I'm the Pro-rector of basically a rector's delegate for sustainability and the 2030 UN agenda. And I also president and coordinate a committee for sustainable development of the University of Pisa. So this committee is basically aimed at promoting within the university and beyond sustainable practices concerning sustainable mobility, water, waste, culture, gender equality and equal opportunities, etc. Including also the greening of our environment and the biodiversity. So there's a number of activities that we are performing. Clearly, one of the key problems we had this year was the energy issue. I mean, the price is going up, and also the need to move beyond fossil fuels. So also in that respect, the committee is working intensively to reduce dependence on fossil fuels and to increase the use of renewables, among other activities that we perform. We have a Instagram channel. We are going to have very soon a new website. And so we hope we can actually have more students committed to help us in this endeavor, besides our colleagues, of course. Thank you so much. I hope this was useful. Bye-bye.